Okay, I have some good news and some bad news in this review. First, let me thank the folks at Knife Center, KnifeCenter.com, for shipping this out and getting it to me rapidly. The first of these are getting into people's hands. I got it a few days ago and haven't had a chance to do this review until now. And I am opening it for the first time, the box. I didn't take a peek because I wanted this to be initial impressions of this piece. In case you haven't already guessed, it's a zero tolerance 0560 CBCF. And this is a limited edition knife. From what I understand, they are going to make 1,000 of these. Sorry for drifting out of camera shot there. There is the knife, and I've already done a review on a standard 0560. The difference is, there's several differences. This has different scales on it. These are carbon fiber. This has a composite blade. And there are other reviews that will give a lot of detail on this knife. I'm just going to give my overall impressions and kind of compare it to the other 0560 standard model, if you want to call it that I've been using for a while. And I can tell you this is a beautiful knife. I like this finish here. Let me see if I can get a close-up, this camera to focus in a little bit on that. Because some of the videos I've seen have been not very clear as far as giving you a real look at the knife. And I'll tell you that, feel it in the hand, it does feel smoother than the other standard knife. If you really want high traction, this is probably not for you, but it feels very nice. It feels more comfortable in the hand. My other knife, I did soften the edges. I actually took it apart and sanded it and softened it up some. This one doesn't feel like it needs that. This one feels very nice in the hand, just right out of the box. Let me see how it opens for the first time here. Very nice. Very, very smooth. Very nice. No complaint there. See if I can get a close-up shot. Get the focus in there a little bit on that. I can only get so close. This is not a macro lens. By the way, I am putting this up in 1080p, so if you're on YouTube, you can select 1080p and see the video at its highest quality. Feels very, very nice in the hand, I can say that. See if we can get a look at that lock up. Get a little bit of a look at that. I'll say it's very beautiful. Now let me see how it feels closing this with one hand just right out of the box. Yeah. No problem. Let's try it with the thumb stud. No problem. Some people have said the detents on some of these knives make it difficult to use the thumb stud, but no problem here. Of course, I'm reaching around the camera here. I'm left-handed, and I've done another video where these are actually, in some ways, easier to open with your left hand than your right hand because you don't have a tendency to push on this lock bar. If you're using your right hand, you have to be careful about not pushing on that. With the left hand, it's not an issue at all. And so, even without any breaking in at all, this very easy. Now let me check the lock up. No play at all up and down, no play side to side. I have heard people complain that they've had some lockup issues on some of these knives. This one is rock solid. My other knife is rock solid. Very impressed with this knife. Let me go get the other knife so we can get them side by side. Okay, so there's how I carry the other one. This is a horizontal belt sheath, and I took the clip off it, the belt clip off it. I like the feel of it better in the hand without the clip on it, although the clip really doesn't get in the way. So just to compare these two, this one also opens buttery smooth. They're exactly the same size. The camera angle, you know, will play tricks on that a little bit, but take my word for it, they are exactly the same size. And your personal preference, which you like better, this texturing on the titanium, or you like the smooth. I kind of like the looks of this one. This is nice, but this is a little more understated. So, and you notice how I put the lanyard on is in this standoff here instead of through here, because this way it doesn't make the knife any wider. So I kind of like putting the lanyard on that way. Now comparing the G10 to the carbon fiber, you know, to look at them both right here, they both look nice, to tell you the truth. The carbon fiber definitely has a smoother feel to it. It's still, you can still get a grip on it, but it's definitely a smoother feel on the carbon fiber than the G10. So I'm going to have to carry the new one around some and play around with it some, but they're both beautiful knives. And I said there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is it's a beautiful knife. Bad news is they're pretty much sold out everywhere. There's only 1,000 of them going to be made, and they're very hard to get. List price isn't cheap to start with, it's $340, and I think most people, if they sell these, are going to sell them for more than that. This one is serial number 0081, and you can see this is S110V steel in this knife. So that's my first look, and I may do another video later, but that's my first look at this beauty.